Good day to everyone in the YouTube community. I thought I would get and gather my Blu-ray collection that I find a little bit rare or even out of print titles for you to give to you today. I've done some reviews on some of these already, so I won't give you a grade on the ones I've already shown you, but on the ones I haven't, I will give you a grade out of 10 of what I thought the movie was. So let's go ahead and just jump right in, get started here with the first movie. This is Arachnophobia, and I did a lot of research here, guys, to figure out which ones were out of print or which ones they just haven't been making anymore and you can't get. This was one of them. I couldn't find it. Couldn't find them that they were re-releasing this in any form. But Arachnophobia I've already looked at with you, so we're going to kind of just move along because we got quite a few here to go through. Awakening's another title I can't find anywhere that is still in print. So I would assume that that is also out of print. Also, we have The Basketball Diaries, another one that's out of print that I've already gone through. Great movie, by the way, loved it. Also, Bedazzled, a really rare one. I haven't shown you guys this one yet. I loved this movie. It's a really good comedy with Elizabeth Hurley playing the devil. Brendan Fraser, you know, is her little test subject. It's a great movie, guys. Very, very funny, very well done. I would probably give this an 8 out of 10. I liked it that much. Definitely worth your time. It's out of print and really rare. You can't pick this up for less than about 50 bucks right about now. Next is Beyond the Lights. I found this at the dollar store, which I have found that it is out of print. I cannot find it anywhere else right now. The dollar store, I got it for a buck. Can't complain there. I already showed you that one earlier. This one is a new one, Biodome, in my collection. I would probably give this like a 6.5. It was really funny and great. Good Pauly Shore movie, probably my second favorite movie with him. And also Stephen Baldwin's in this one. Yeah, not as funny as Son-in-Law. That's my favorite Pauly Shore movie, but this one was probably my second favorite. It was done pretty well and pretty funny as also, but definitely out of print. Hard to find this one. Next we have Boiler Room. I've shown you this before, so we're just going to kind of skip through these. Boogie Nights, of course. Cool cover on that one. P.T. Anderson film. Good one there. Then we have Bridge of Spies. I've shown you this before as well. Again, these ones are, you can probably find these still, but just not retail. It's hard to find these ones retail right now. So as far as I see it, it looks like these ones are out of print. Another dollar store pickup. This is Burying the Ex. This is really fun with Ashley Greene. That chick has got it going on for sure. We all know that. But she was in this movie. Really fun movie to check out. I definitely recommend it. Catch Me If You Can, of course. Another one that's really tough to find lately. That is pretty much out of print at this point. Next we have Catfish. I haven't even opened this yet, but I have seen it. A little bit rare. I don't know if this is out of print, to be honest, but I think it's just a little rare. I don't see it often. So Catfish I have watched, and I'd probably give it about a 6 out of 10. I didn't absolutely love it, but it was definitely worth a watch. Next we have Cliffhanger. This is definitely out of print as well, and I've shown you that previously. We have Con Air as well. Another one there that we have seen before. Here's a new one, Cocoon by Ron Howard. This one is definitely out of print, very hard to find for less than $50 or so on Blu-ray. The sequel was never done on Blu-ray, which makes me very upset, but this one was really good. This one's actually better than the sequel anyway, but really well done movie, out of print, hard to find. So if you see this one, floating around at a pawn shop or somewhere when you're out and about, definitely pick it up. It's worth your time for sure. Next we have Contact. I have shown you this. This is my like my special cover for it. It's a custom cover. So I did another video of custom covers. If you want to check that out, you can. I actually have a site too that on a username on eBay you can go to find some of these if you want to purchase a few. So we have Crimson Tide next. We have seen this before. We're moving on. Crush. We've seen before. Alicia Silverstone movie. Really cool movie. I liked it. Cube, of course, the first Cube. The second Cube and the third Cube were not done on Blu-ray. They were only on DVD at this point. I wish they'd do Cube 2 on Blu-ray. I would love to see that. Next we have Dead Poets Society, another Robin Williams film that is pretty darn good and hard to find. Like I said, I did a lot of research. I looked at Blu-ray.com. I looked at a lot of different sites to see if these were still, in production. I just couldn't find that they were, so that's why they're here on this video. I have shown you Dogma before, but there it is again. Another movie that's skyrocketed in price. It's anywhere from $50 to $80 on eBay right now. So yeah, I don't know if it's a good time to buy this or not. They might re-release this. I would imagine they would in like a special edition or something. So look for that one. This is Dolls. This is a new one. I have not opened this particular copy, but I believe it's a Scream Factory title, and I would probably give this about a 6 out of 10. I didn't love it, but it's definitely a novelty, and it's hard to find it for less than about $50 or more. It was, on the Scream Factory, they just don't have it available anymore. It's done, so I don't think they're going to re-release this one. It is definitely out of print and rare on that one. Don John, another one, dollar store pickup for me, but can't find that they're really producing this one anymore. Also, Dragnet is the Shout Select title that looks like it at this point is out of print as well. You may be able to still pick this up, but if it's not out of print yet, you might be able to still get it actually on this site. On Scream Factory or Shout Select. I think you can actually, but it's going to be going out of print very soon. It's kind of a out of print soon to come. Edge of 17, another one I cannot find being reproduced at this time. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I mean, tell me down here in the comments if you know that these are not out of print. And I won't claim that they are, all of them. I would just say that it's just really hard to find some of these ones still. Excision, another one that's a little bit rare. You cannot find this one. Very horrible, crazy movie. Just like kind of a shocker for sure. Next we have Fatal Instinct. This was a great comedy from, I believe this is the early 90s. And makes fun of lots of movies, but was done really, really well. I was surprised on how much I actually like this. It's a slapstick, investigative comedy. And it was done really, really good. It was risque for PG-13, so be ready if you're going to watch it. It does have a lot of sexual references in it. But I would probably give this about a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. It was really fun and a good, funny watch for sure. And it's rare. You cannot find this one anymore very often. You can find it online, of course, but it's definitely hard to get. Next, we have The Founder. Another one that's a little tough to get nowadays. I mean, if you find it at a pawn shop, that's really the only place you're going to find it, or a secondhand store of some type, a thrift store or something like that. Forbidden Planet, kind of a rare one. I don't think this is out of print because you can still get it, but it's just rare. You don't see this one very often either, with Leslie Nielsen, with of course the iconic Robbie the Robot is in this one as well. It's a classic, guys. I mean, it's not a great movie. I would probably give it about a 6 out of 10. I didn't love this, but I thought it was watchable and definitely has some iconic things that you just can't forget. So next we have Freak Show. This is actually AKA Black Roses. This is an imported one. It has never been opened from Germany, and that's how I remembered the cover from Black Roses. This was on VHS. I don't even think this went to a DVD release, but this is very rare. You cannot find this one often. If you do, it's going to be online, and it's upwards of about $30 online. This is a region-free version of this one, so that's a pretty cool pickup and find that I came across there for sure. Next we have Frequency, a little tough to find. Oh, by the way, I'd probably give that about a 6 out of 10. It's not a great movie, but definitely unique and something that you'd want to maybe check out if you're a movie buff. Frequency, great movie again. It's one of those ones where tough to find. I don't think it's in print at this time. Frighteners is another one. Peter Jackson movie, of course, that is also out of print. Also, we have Frozen. Really tough one to find. I look up Frozen and the Disney one comes up everywhere, but this one is nowhere to be found. And if you do, it's around the $15 range or so. Not too much, but definitely a tough one to find. Next we have Funhouse, and this one is iconic for me. I used to watch this when I was a kid, even though I shouldn't have been. This is a Scream Factory movie, and I would probably give this about a 7 out of 10. It's one of those really cult classic horror movies that you just come across, and it's rare, and it's a fun one, and it's got the girl that played in Amadeus, can't remember her name, but this was a really, really cool movie. I liked it. I definitely recommend it if you're a cult horror classic fan. And moving on to Stack 2. Again, guys, I'm not claiming to be a connoisseur on this, whether or not these are out of print or not, but I know that they're rare. I know that they're hard to find now. And retail, some of these I know you can't get anymore. So next one is The Gate. This is the slipcover version of this movie. Another really tough one to find. I know that it's still available out there online, but it's a Region A locked movie, and it is definitely tough to get. I don't think it's out of print yet, but it's getting close, guys. So if you have a chance to pick up The Gate, that's a good pickup right there. Also, the sequel to that, The Gate 2, another one, a hard one to find again. This one was not as good as the first one, but still a decent watch. Not amazing, but decent. They're really cheesy, 80s style horror flicks. So if you get a chance to get your hands on these, definitely do it if you can. Gifted is next. We've gone through this one before, and we've shown you that before. Great movie, by the way. I really like this one a lot. And the Gates movie, I didn't even give you a grade on those. Let's give you a grade. So probably the first one I'd give about a 6 to. It's not amazing, but definitely interesting cult horror classic again. Gate 2 probably about a 5.5 to a 6. It's not great either, but the first one's definitely better. And next we have The Giver. This is my special extra, a slipcover edition, not slipcover, I'm sorry, custom cover edition of this one. I really liked the cover on that, so I'm going to stick with that one for my collection on this particular movie. Really good one there. Gladiator, of course, and you can find these guys. I'm not telling you you can't find them, but especially this one. This is a really sought after one. When you find it, just pick it up because it looks like it might be going out of print. If they don't re-release it again, then it looks like it has at this point. The Good Lie, another great movie with Reese Witherspoon. I definitely recommend you seeing that if you haven't yet. The Good Son, another one that's very hard to find. This one is actually pretty rare. I don't see this one often at all. So this was definitely this is a good pickup for the Blu-ray collector for sure. Gothica is definitely out of print at this point. It'll probably be re-released. They re-released Apocalypto. I don't even have that one in my stack here, and I do have the movie, but I don't have it in my stack because they just re-released it, and it's not really out of print at this point. Because I mean, you can get it everywhere for I think at $15 at this point. So if you want to pick up Apocalypto, which was claimed as out of print recently, go pick it up now. It's on Amazon, I think, for like $15. Happy Death Day is another one that was hard to find now. The original, of course. It's a little bit harder to find, and I think it's out of print at this point. Next we have The Haunted World of El Superbeasto. Really rare one. You don't see it often. It's a Rob Zombie movie, but one of the funniest movies I've seen. One of the most raw and risque movies I've also seen. Next we have Heartbreakers. One of my favorite, kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. Jennifer Love Hewitt has never looked better. So there you go. And Hero is out of print at this point. This one has been going for $20 or more lately. I picked this up at a pawn shop for $2, so I can't complain on that. This will go in my collection front and center. I'd probably give Hero about a 6 out of 10. I didn't love it, but it was definitely worth a see. Next we have I Am Sam, which is actually only released in Canada, I believe. So this one is really rare, really hard to find, and it goes in upwards of $50 or more on the internet if you happen to find it at all. But like I said, this is a Canadian release, as you can tell with the little PG and the and the little leaf there at the bottom. So definitely rare. Like I said, just get that one if you can. If you're a collector, this is a great one to have. They might release this in America eventually, but as of now, it's not available. Next, we have Identity, which is also out of print at this time. I've shown you that one before. The Imitation Game with my special custom cover is harder to find now. Definitely, I would say this is out of print at this point. Next, we have Jade, definitely an out of print title. This one's very rare. You can find it for right around $40 to $60 online. Wish they had the director's cut. This is the R-rated version. There is an unrated version that's kind of like a director's cut that was better than this version even, and I wish they would have released that on Blu-ray, but as of now I have not been able to find that one. But this movie is probably about a 6.5 out of 10. Not amazing, but definitely interesting and a good, like dark erotic detective type movie. Next we have John Q. This one's not opened yet, but I believe this is out of print for sure. Great movie, I liked it. Robert Duvall is also in this, but so a great pickup. This was probably about a 7 out of 10. Next we have Kingpin, and I've shown you this before. Really hard to get this one, but one of the best comedies I've seen in a long time. It's up there for sure, guys. Next we have the Digibook of Labyrinth, and this one is just is out of print. The Digibook version is, that is. There's other versions of this movie that are not out of print, but this one is. So I just thought I'd add it to my list. Next we have Lady in the Water. A rare M. Night movie, which was probably my second favorite movie by him. Really an acquired taste, guys, but I definitely recommend it. If you like the strange and odd types of movies, this will get you. Kind of like a fantasy, just a fantasy drama is kind of what I would call that. Next we have Life of Brian, Monty Python, and some of these, are available in box sets as well, but I think that this one is going to be out of print soon or hard to find for sure. The Little Death, another rare movie, but a very, very good movie. I definitely recommend this if you have a wife that likes even chick flick style movies that doesn't mind a little bit of sexual content. That's what this will have, but really funny, great movie. I recommend this highly to anyone. She is just beautiful. I can't remember her name, but yeah, fantastic, guys. Definitely pick it up. I recommend that one highly. The second Machete Kills is, I believe, out of print at this point, and so that's why it's here on my list. And this one's a little harder to find and a little bit more pricey online if you look for it. So that makes my list. Not a great movie, guys, like a 5.5 out of 10 at the most. Next we have a custom cover for Memoirs of an Invisible Man. I love John Carpenter films. This is no exception. Really good one. The serious role for Chevy Chase. Daryl Hannah's in this one as well, from Splash. I think everyone should see this. It's a very interesting movie. Next we have My Name is Bruce, and I picked this up at a pawn shop as well for a little bit of nothing, so I can't complain. Getting an out of print title for you know, for like, I think I paid like $5 for this or something. It wasn't much, and came out really nice. It's in great shape. I was very happy to pick this one up. I love the comic book art it used. The movie's not amazing. I'd probably give it about a 6 out of 10 at best, but definitely worth your collection if you are a collector, for sure. Next we have Mystery Date, another very rare one to find with Ethan Hawke. Very good movie, guys. Very underrated movie. I really liked it. Definitely worth your time if you get a chance to find this on Blu-ray. Pick it up. It's worth seeing. Another very rare one. This is the American version of My Super Ex-Girlfriend, and usually you can only find this you know, imported. So this version is extremely rare. It goes for $50 and up. I've seen it up to $100 before, but 50. I think I paid like $40 for this one. But definitely one that's rare, and you do not see this one in the States often. So Uma Thurman, of course, and Luke Wilson. Getting it on in this one, so check it out. I'd probably give that about a 6.5 out of 10. Pretty fun comedy. Ninja Assassin, another one that's out of print now. This is just the bloodiest, coolest action movie I've seen in a long time. I really liked it. Non-Stop, Liam Neeson. Now this one's readily available, but again, on the secondhand market, you're not finding this one new much anymore. I don't see it, at least, and it looked like it might be out of print at this point as well. Next we have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with my special custom cover. This is the original disc, of course, of that movie. This one's rare, hard to get. It's going for a lot out there. It's like in upwards of $30 to $70 everywhere that I can see it. This is like just kind of a special version I put together with the custom cover. However, like I said, I do have the original disc there. That's where the money is, right there. That disc alone, probably you could pull $20 to $30 for online. But One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a classic. I would probably give that a 7.5 out of 10. Next is Orgasmo. Of course, that's another really rare kind of strange title with Matt and Trey Parker from South Park that you just don't see often. Hard to find that one. Pearl Harbor is another one that's gone out of print, looks like, at this point. So check it out, guys, if you like collecting movies like this. Stay tuned and we'll keep going. I got Robbie here guarding the coveted stack of Blu-rays that we're going to go through next. So let's just jump right in with Pee-wee's Big Adventure. They never released the Big Top Pee-wee, and probably better because that movie was pretty much trash compared to this one. This one was fantastic. Probably my favorite Tim Burton movie of all time right here, guys. Definitely worth a pickup, and hard to find right now. Also, Pleasantville, another really kind of a rare one, but great movie as well. Definitely worth your time to watch this. I believe, gosh, I'm not even sure. This might be a Canadian version of this as well, but this is a little bit tough to find, so if you find it, definitely pick it up. It's worth your time. Pursuit of Happiness, a great movie with Will Smith. Another one that's hard to find lately, unless you find it in the secondhand market, of course. Next we have Raising Arizona. I've shown you these before, so that's why I'm not giving you scores on them. If we haven't looked at them yet, then of course I will give you a score. This one I haven't looked at with anyone yet. This is the Third Ring movie, the Third Rings movie, I should say. And it was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one, but definitely harder to find. This is the slipcover version. I found this in a pawn shop, so I was lucky on that. Probably give it about a 6 out of 10. Didn't love it, but it was okay. And then Road to Bali, another rare one with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby and Dorothy Lamour. Of course, it's an old movie from the 50s, from 1952. This came out, black and white and color. Portions of this, so really cool one, rare and hard to find. You're not going to find this unless you go online, I would imagine. This is just going to be a rare one, but definitely the best of the Road 2 series. Next, we're going to talk about Robin Hood, and it's okay. It's a great movie in its own right, but and it's definitely harder to find, but I don't love it. It's okay. Yeah, saw it like 100 times, but moving on from that. Next, we have Rockstar. Let's see, Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston is in this one. Again, another hard one to find, except for on the secondhand market. Next we have Romy and Michelle. This is a really fun comedy. Really liked this with Garofalo's in this one, I believe, too. But really fun movie. It's even got the dude from Half Baked. I can't even think of his name. Anyway, great movie, guys. Check it out. The Room. Now, this one's a special one. It's signed by Tommy Wiseau. This, of course, is the man who brought us The Disaster Artist with James Franco. Can't even say that right. But this is cool because it's a signed version. It is signed definitely to me in particular, which I thought was really cool. It just says, to Timothy, love, Tommy Wiseau, on June 24th of 2020. So really cool that I have this. I'm really happy to have this. I'm going to be honest and say something about this movie, though. I did think it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. So it's kind of a laughable movie, to be honest. But at least I got it signed, right? That's the cool part. Very rare though. You don't see this often, especially one that's signed as well. So yeah, check into this. You can actually go on his website to get this movie if you're still interested. I think it's about $20 or $25 to pick this up on his site. So next we have Scream and 3 and 4. I'll just go through those briefly with you. I haven't shown you these yet, I don't believe. So these ones are a little harder to find. They're out of print, I believe, at this point. The first two aren't as hard to find, so I didn't include them here in this list. But again, these ones are tough. Scream 3 I'd probably give about a 6 to. I didn't love it. Scream 4 was a little bit better at about a 6.5. So check these out if you get a chance. Of course, the first two are the best as far as I'm concerned. But there you go. There's some rare ones there. Next we have Shallow Hal is out of print at this point with Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow. Another fun movie, really good movie. I recommend this for most people. A little bit of risque sexual content, but other than that, it's not a bad one. Short Circuit, the first one, of course, is really good and out of print, hard to find right now. You can still find it online, but that's about it. The Skulls, another great one that's rare with Paul Walker. Probably my favorite movie with Paul Walker, actually, to be honest with you. Next, we have Skyline. The first Skyline. This is not that great of a movie, but I probably give it about a 6 out of 10. But you know, it is hard to find, so it's definitely worth picking up if you get a chance. Now this one is the sequel to Skyline, and it doesn't have a direct relation to it really, but it was better than the first one, I thought. I would probably give it about a 6.5 out of 10. Not an excellent movie, but definitely different and unique. I didn't expect it to be this good. So cool movie, a lot of action, a lot of blood, just a crazy movie. And the acting, some of the acting was great, some of the acting wasn't great. It feels like a B movie, but it's a little bit up above that in quality. The special effects are a bit cheesy in a couple parts, but like I said earlier, very bloody and visceral with this one, guys. Check it out. It's at the dollar store currently. I believe you can pick this up for $1 if you happen to have a dollar store in your town. Next we have Sphere. I've gone over this before with you. Great Barry Levinson movie. Loved it. It's hard to find, and as far as I'm concerned, out of print at this point. Stay Tuned, another very rare one and hard to find with John Ritter. It's an old 80s classic. I loved it. Superhero movie. Didn't love this movie, but at this point it is out of print, I believe, and hard to get as well. Any of these types of movies at this point are really tough to get. You know, all the there's the scary movies and the I can't remember the other one, Haunted House, I think it's called. Pretty rare stuff. Hard to get that too. That Thing You Do, a great movie, but also out of print at this point. Gosh, this is one of the best Tom Hanks produced movies I've seen. I loved it. Fantastic. Worth your time. Check it out. Throw Mama from the Train is a rare one. Definitely pick this up as well if you like Billy Crystal and Danny DeVito. It's a very strange movie. I don't think I love it. I haven't shown you this one yet, so I'll probably give it about a 6 out of 10. I like the acting in it. The acting was awesome, but the movie itself was a bit odd and just not quite as pleasing as I thought it would be. Next we have Touchback. I found this for really cheap. I think it was a dollar store pickup, but it's got Kurt Russell, and it's an interesting story. It's actually not too bad of a movie for the $1 I paid for it, so worth your time as well. Trapped, this is a cool story. I found this at a pawn shop, and there's only, I think, about 1,500 of these made ever. So I got it for $2 at a pawn shop. Can't complain. I believe you can still pick this up actually online. There's a special site you can go to find this one, but if it's out of print, it's gonna be out. If it's not out of print, it's gonna be out of print real soon. Next we have UHF with Weird Al Yankovic, another funny, great movie. We've been through that one before. This is a really great one, guys. This is the Twilight Time version of U-Turn with Sean Penn and Jennifer Lopez. It's an Oliver Stone movie, and yes, I do have the Oliver Stone signed version of this one. This one goes in upwards of $100+. So guys, really rare stuff here. Definitely one to collect if you're a collector of Blu-ray. Right there. And then Very Bad Things, another great movie, really fun stuff with Jon Favreau. Everybody knows who Jon Favreau is now. He is in this movie, guys, so check it out. Very Bad Things. It's intense. Like, it's not for the faint of heart. And it's a Shout Select release of that. VHS, these ones are just really tough to find, guys. I don't think they're necessarily out of print right now, but they're definitely tough to find. Here's the third one, VHS Viral. We've been through those before, though. Next one is a very rare title. This is Volcano, the US version, and extremely rare. It's over $100 online, so if you want to get this one in your collection, you're going to have to fork out some cash for sure. But this is a rare one that you will not see often. So here you go on my channel. I'm bringing it to you to check out right now. There you go, Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. Probably give that about a 6.5 out of 10. Next we have Young Guns 1 and 2. and the first one is more readily available than the second one, but the second one is a really great movie too. So guys, there it is. That wraps up my videos for today for you. It's so great having you again to watch my channel. Thank you so much. And if you have any titles you'd like to mention that were not out of print that you're sure of, let me know. And I will see you next time. Peace out.